2020 CR 2272, State of Texas versus Megan Hayes Wilhite. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Megan Wilhite?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Will Height.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Megan Hayes Wilhite who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 2272 for the offense of burglary of a habitation force on August 29, 2022 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Megan Hayes Wilhite, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April, June, and July 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, miss.
And Judge, it's going to be on the first amended motion to revoke. It's violated condition number 1 on or about the 26th day of September 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Megan Hayes Wilhite, committed the offense of theft in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, miss.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violations 4 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison? Did you understand that? And up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 4 and 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violations 4 and 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor, we were going to go open to the court. The state was going to recommend 6 years TDC.
All right, so the state is asking for 6 years defense?
Judge, I don't know if she was just sworn. Can I have my client testify briefly?
Yes. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Megan Hayes Will Height.
All right.
Megan.
Just one moment. There's Rattling. All right. Who are these people? Are they on the docket? The only people who are allowed in the courtroom are defendants. Sorry about that.
It's okay, miss.
Megan, you understand the state is recommending that you go to prison,
Yes, sir.
and you're asking the court to send you to safety.
Yes.
Why?
I want the opportunity. I haven't been able to get any kind of help when it came to drug rehab, and I really do want the opportunity to be able to get clean. I think it's about time that I do something good with my life, and I believe that safety would be a reasonable option for me to be able to get clean and do the best I can for myself and my family.
What is your drug of choice?
Marijuana and methamphetamines.
Okay. When did you first start using marijuana?
When I was about 14, 15,
When
and
did you start using meth?
methamphetamines about 32 years old,
How old are you now?
38.
Have you ever received any type of outpatient or inpatient treatment?
No, sir.
In regards to the reporting, you didn't report for those months. Why?
I did not have a vehicle, and I had my belongings taken from me from an individual that I was living with. My phone, everything, all of my email addresses and everything had been changed up. I had no way to contact anybody. And I was just scared to go up to the probation office at that point. I already knew that I had MTR'd, and I was just scared.
Okay. You understand that you could have gone up to probation at any time and they would have helped you and probably assisted you in getting your identification and that type of stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you didn't do that, right?
No, sir.
So you were placed on probation when, like last year in August?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You didn't receive any type of treatment?
No, sir.
Okay. And so you're asking for it because you don't want to use methamphetamine.
Most definitely not.
Passwords.
State, any questions?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Ms. Wilhite, you did have an opportunity to review the court summary, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And did you see here that this isn't your first MTR?
Yes, sir.
And isn't it true that at the last MTR, you were told to go to outpatient treatment and that was a part of one of the conditions?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't go?
I don't think that the outpatient was available at that time. They had told me that I was taking classes, but that wasn't I guess in the how would I explain this? They had me doing certain things at a certain time and I'm sorry, the outpatient wasn't at that time that I was going. I was going to classes downtown, but it wasn't treatment at that time.
Pass the witness, Judge.
No further questions.
I have a question. What classes are you saying you were going to downtown?
I was going to the theft classes.
All right, so what are you saying happened with outpatient treatment?
I hadn't gone to the outpatient treatment yet.
All right, why not?
I had been working and I didn't have time to do it at that time. I hadn't been able to make time yet.
All right, so this is what I'm trying to get to. One, was outpatient treatment ordered for you? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you do outpatient treatment? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
What is your reason for not doing outpatient treatment?
I was, like I said, I was working at the time. I didn't have the time at that period of time. I was going to be making time for it, but I did not have the time at that period of time.
All right. Because, and the reason why I asked that question, because, and if I'm wrong, everybody can let me know I'm wrong. I'm going to take that as a sign of disrespect. But it seems as though you were saying that outpatient treatment wasn't available when the state was questioning you. Did I hear that incorrectly?
No, ma'am. No, not that it wasn't available. It's whenever I was with Miss Martha Reyna, we were setting everything up. She had me doing the classes at that time, and I hadn't been able to do the outpatient treatment yet. Not that it wasn't available, because it was part of my agreement, but it just, she had me doing the classes. I was checking in and everything like that with her, doing my UAs and everything. I just hadn't done the classes yet for the outpatient treatment.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No, Judge.
No, Judge.
All right. Probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is probation requesting?
Your Honor, the recommendation on the court summary is if she is not revoked, then to send her to safe P. I would like to point out this is her second MTR. And as she stated, it looks like she may have maybe entered the theft classes, but they were never completed.
Okay.
So at least we don't have record that they were complete.
All right. Anything else from either side?
Just brief argument, Judge.
All right, then I'll hear arguments. State you are requesting 6 years.
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything you wish to add?
Judge, it's just, she's been given plenty of opportunities to attend treatment. Even when answering the questions on treatment today, she didn't really give an answer, other than she didn't have the time to do it. She's been given chance after chance. That's why the state's recommending time in TDC.
All right, defense.
Judge, the purpose of probation is to rehabilitate individuals. I understand this is Ms. Wilhide's second MTR, but if she's given an opportunity in safety and she's able to no longer use methamphetamines in the future, then that's the win, that's the purpose. And if safety is successful, then she'll be able to complete the rest of her probation. If it's not successful, she'll be back here and you send her to 10 years TDC. So we're just asking for that opportunity to try to get her to treatment so she doesn't continue to use methamphetamines.
All right. Anything else from you, Ms. Wilhite?
No, miss.
All right, Ms. Wilhite. The problem is, it appears that you have started things, but you have finished nothing. And the problem is, you were given a chance at outpatient treatment and you didn't take advantage of it. I could understand if you did outpatient treatment and it wasn't working. And everyone who comes into this court who's on probation, no, I always say, if there's an issue, if there's something you have a problem with, if you feel probation isn't addressing it, you can always come to the court and say, Judge, this is not what they're addressing. Judge, I have a drug problem. Can you help me with that? Judge, I have mental health issues. Can you help me with that? We have an open door policy here. You can always come in and ask for that. But you haven't taken advantage of that. I'm going to grant the motion and revoke you. The state is asking for 6. Defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're asking for 4.
All right, I'll sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Is there still restitution owed? Because there were several people
Yes, ma'am.
restitution was to be paid to.
Yes, ma'am.
So did they ever put in any amounts of restitution that were due?
Honor. No, ma'am.
All right, so they didn't put in any amounts, so I don't have any amounts, and if they want to do something with that later, they will have to take it up as a civil matter or somewhere else, but this court is not going to put it in the orders because I don't have anything. There's still to be no contact with the complainants that are previously listed. And let me write those down. If you would like, what I can do is I can recommend for you the therapeutic community. I am not in charge of whether or not they give you or place you in the program. You'll have to still request it, even though I put it on the form recommending it. It will not increase the length of time that you are in custody. So for example, if you're coming up for parole in 2 years or whatever, and you have not completed the therapeutic community portion of it, they're not going to say, well, we're going to give her parole, but since she hasn't completed the therapeutic community, we're going to keep her. That's not the way it works. It's just there for you while you're there. Would you like that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'll order therapeutic community. You're still going to have to ask for it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on probation. And state has tendered dismissals in the misdemeanor cases that are pending. All right, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
That's it.
All right, good luck to you, okay? You're
Thank you.
welcome.
You do.
2023 CR 0684, State of Texas versus Demetric Deshaun Jackson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis, thanks for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Alonso Garza for the defendant.
All right, you entered a plea on April 19th of no contest, and you applied for probation, and you entered a plea on the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation. Punishments be assessed at a cap of 7 years. The state opposes your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state? Defense?
I have your honor.
All right. State, do you have any witnesses?
State has no witnesses.
Defense, any witnesses?
Just my client, your honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state your name for the record.
Demetrius Jackson.
All right, you can lower your hand. Defense?
Can you please state your name for the record?
Demetrius Jackson.
Okay. Dimitri, you've applied for probation in this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell the court why you think you should be getting probation?
I'm very deserving of a second chance, and I want to be more helpful to my kids. Wow. It'll help me stay more focused while I'm trying to rebuild what I lost for my kids.
Okay, this was an incident that occurred, and I believe you told me it was purely an accident, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any relationship with this woman?
No, sir.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Okay.
How's an, I mean, he's pled to assault choking, is that correct?
That's correct, your honor.
I don't understand how assault choking is accidental.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes, I mean, because
Oh,
you're
sorry.
saying it was an
Oh.
accident. I don't know how you choke someone accidentally.
Oh, no, it was a misunderstanding. I mean, it was a misunderstanding.
How is choking someone a misunderstanding? And mind you, I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't understand how choking someone is an accident or how choking someone is a misunderstanding. Now, if somebody said, choke me, and you thought you heard them say choke me, and then you proceed to choke them, I can understand, oh, that's a misunderstanding. I thought you were telling me to choke you, but you didn't. So I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from.
You're referring to the whole incident, is that
Yes,
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're referring to the incident, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have any kind of relationship with this woman?
No, I didn't.
Okay. How did this come about? Did she feel that she had a relationship with you or what? Can you explain that to the court?
We was working on a business plan and I guess our feelings got more in tune. And she was trying to be more than what I was not that more. So
I'm sorry, I can't understand what you're saying.
I said, we was working on a business plan, a business deal, and I guess her feelings got more involved in. She was trying to carry on a relationship, a business relationship with him. So, I mean, I feel like she was posting her son like, I mean,
And if the court puts you on probation, how do you think this will help you, help your family?
it allowed me to rebuild what was taken away from me, what was like literally robbed from me. So, it's the steps I have to take. I mean, for me to be out here with my kids. I mean, I do whatever I have to take. I mean, I promise my kids that I would give them a remainder of my years. I mean, rebuild attention to them than what I've given them in the past.
No further questions.
So you said that this was all a misunderstanding, and I was reading in the PSI that you also said she did it to herself. Did you recall telling the PSI person that she did the choking to herself?
Yes, because I didn't touch it. I mean,
Okay, so it's your position that she choked herself.
yes.
Okay, and you told the TAP evaluation officer that you smoke 8 blunts on a daily basis. Do you recall telling them that?
I used to.
Do you still smoke 8 blunts on a daily basis?
No, sir.
Okay. And do you think you have a drug problem or need drug treatment?
No, sir.
Okay. And have you been on probation before?
Yes, sir.
Have you always completed your probation successfully?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've never had to have your probation extended?
I was on probation one time. I don't think so.
You've only been on probation once?
Yeah.
So were you put on probation in 1995 for assault bodily injury?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
So if the PSI says that you were, is that correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Okay, and you weren't put on probation in 2004 for possession of controlled substance PG 1 to 4 grams?
Question, no, sir.
So if the PSI says that, the PSI is 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you weren't put on probation for driving while your license was suspended in 2000?
Yes.
That was the time you were on probation?
No, it's in 1994.
Okay. So the
Never.
2000 for,
I was on parole. I was in prison for parole. I was on parole.
which year did you go to prison?
2006.
But before that, no probation?
No probation.
Okay. So you were never revoked from probation
No, sir.
before that? Okay. No further questions.
All right, any follow-up question?
No, Your Honor. Rest.
All right, the court will hear argument. State.
Your Honor, I think according to the PSI, he has been on probation many times. He's been revoked from probation many times. I think he's come to the court and he's misrepresented his criminal history. Furthermore, he's minimizing his guilt. He says that he didn't do it. He says it's a misunderstanding. He even told the PSI officer that she choked herself and that any injuries she might have had, she caused to herself. I will also point out that to the extent that defense tries to argue he had a rough upbringing, he told the PSI officer that his childhood was blessed and that he doesn't need any kind of drug treatment. He also said he doesn't see how probation is going to help him, but he'll try. I think this is someone who doesn't want probation, doesn't want the kinds of services that are available to help improve somebody's life while they're on probation. And for that reason, the state is asking that you meet the cap at 7 years.
All right, defense.
Yeah. No, you can't.
All right, if he wants to say something, I'm fine with him saying something.
You want to say
Counsel.
something? Go ahead.
Uh, when he was saying about the, I wouldn't, it wouldn't help me. I was talking about the treatment of the classes, not as for the probation. The lady had called me again yesterday from the PSI, letting me know that she was typing too fast and some of the words got mixed up. And she called me again yesterday and was asking me more questions. Because when I did my PSI, she really wasn't understanding what I was saying. Before it's what she typed on the paper.
Okay. All right, defense.
Well, Your Honor, I think this case has been going on for quite a while. He hasn't been in any further trouble, Your Honor. I think this was an incident that occurred because I think the lady thought that she had a relationship with him and he did not want to. We're asking the court to put him on probation. I believe he knows that probation will help him. He'd like to do what he can to get a job, do what he can for his family and be there for his family. So we're asking the court to place him on probation.
All right. Mr. Jackson, I want you to know, I did look at everything. I just don't think that you're a good candidate for probation. What I'm going to do is find you guilty, and the previous judge found you guilty. Going to sentence you to $500 fine, time and money run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Elizabeth Dahl. Take in consideration 2020 CR 2357, and I'll sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, Mr. Jackson, if you want, I can ask that you be referred to the therapeutic community. It does not increase the length of time that you're in custody, but it may be able to help you with any drug issues you may have. Do you understand? Would you like that or no?
Yes, I was trying to understand because
All right, thank you.